Today's lesson is Happy Holidays. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
Hi, everybody. I am Roger, and in just a couple of days, it's going to be Christmas. So that's why we're going to be saying Happy Holidays, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and make sure you say that to your friends and family if you celebrate Christmas. And, of course, there are a lot of traditions associated with Christmas. We're going to be decorating a Christmas tree in today's lesson, and we're also going to be finding Christmas gifts. These are things that should have been done earlier. I think most of us decorate our Christmas trees right after Thanksgiving in early December or so, and we do our Christmas shopping pretty much earlier than this. But, we might need to do some last-minute Christmas shopping to make sure we have some presents for our family members or for our friends. But first of all, we're going to be decorating a Christmas tree, aren't we?
Absolutely. This is, of course, one of the most popular holiday traditions, I think, for many families who do go to the trouble of putting up their Christmas tree. If you live in Taiwan and you're not a Christian family or you don't celebrate Christmas, this may not actually be something you've done. Decorating a Christmas tree can be a very simple task or it can be a very elaborate thing. It kind of depends on the type of tree you get and the size of tree you get, and that kind of depends on how big your home is and the living room ceilings, how high they are. We used to buy a real tree, right? We used to go out every year and go down to the local gas station parking lot. They would have someone selling Christmas trees there, and you would try to find a good one for a good price. Dad would strap it to the roof of the car, and then you'd bring it home, dragging it through the front door. Mother would be worrying about all the little green needles, the little leaves that fall off the Christmas tree, and once you get it standing up there in the special Christmas tree holder, which also serves as a sort of pot for water for the Christmas tree to sit in for 2 weeks, you start to decorate it by adding all sorts of lights and ornaments and tinsel and things like that. And at some point, I remember around the age of 9 or 10, stopping and going, why did we just drag a dead tree into our living room? It's a really strange tradition when you think about it, but it is a lot of fun and one of my favorite childhood Christmas memories.
That's right. Of course, where we're from in North America, we could get Christmas trees like that pretty easily and to have a real Christmas tree inside the house. A mutual friend of ours, Mike,
yes.
She actually buys a Christmas tree every year.
Oh, that's right.
Here in Taiwan, she has it imported or something like that. But that's the exception and not the rule. Most people will have an artificial Christmas tree that they will decorate, and that's what we do at my home as well because it's just a lot easier to do it that way. And yes, it's always fun to decorate the Christmas tree, and that's what we're going to be doing in today's lesson. We've got Ian and Mary, and they're at the mall, and they're looking for decorations for the Christmas tree, and they're going to decorate the Christmas tree. Let's listen in.
Happy Holidays. 1. Decorating a Christmas tree. Ian and Mary are at the mall choosing decorations for their Christmas tree. So, what are the theme colors for our Christmas tree this year?
Let's go with gold and red. I think that combination will look really festive.
That's a good choice. We also need some fairy lights to string up. They'll give us a good base to work from.
Good idea. After that, we can add the ornaments. Based on what we did last year, I think we should start with the larger ones and tuck them deep into the branches to create some depth. Then we can hang the smaller ones on the tips of the branches for a draping effect.
Then maybe add some ribbons and pine cones for an elegant touch.
Sounds perfect.
大家好，第一部分介绍名词 decoration， 它的意思是装饰品或是装饰布置的意思。例如 For the little girl's birthday party, her mother put up lots of balloons as decorations. 在那个小女孩的生日派对上，她的妈妈放了很多气球作为装饰品。或者 Brad asked Rachel for advice on home decoration. Brad 向 Rachel 请教居家装潢方面的建议。另外补充这个字的动词 decorate, D-E-C-O-R-A-T-E, decorate. 例如 I'm looking forward to decorating the new house before we move in. 我很期待在搬家前装饰新房。也可以说 James decorated his dorm room with posters. James 用海报装饰他宿舍的房间。下一个看到名词 ornament， 表示装饰品或是事物。例如 We still have the ornaments we made when we were children. 我们仍然保留我们小时候做的装饰品。或是 There were lots of shiny ornaments on the Christmas tree. 圣诞树上有很多闪亮的装饰品。再来看到形容词 elegant， 它的意思是优雅的或是雅致的。例如 Cindy is known for her elegant sense of style。 大家都知道 Cindy 的品味很优雅。你可以说 Elaine wore an elegant gown to the party。 Elaine 穿了一套优雅的礼服参加宴会。
Okay, so again, part one is decorating a Christmas tree. You get the Christmas tree, that's nice, but you want to make it nice and pretty, so you're going to decorate the Christmas tree. In other words, you're going to put decorations on the Christmas tree, and there are all sorts of things you can put on the Christmas tree to make it really pretty.
Exactly. To decorate is to add those beautiful things to enhance the appearance of something, and the decorations are the things that you add, all right? So if you think about a room that's going to have a birthday party in it, well, you could just have some tables with food and drinks on it, but that's a little boring. So you might put up lovely colored lights, you might put up signs on the wall that say happy birthday or things like that. You're adding things to a place or an item in order to make it look nicer and often to make it look more festive, more celebratory, more in the spirit of the fun and enjoyment of that holiday or that event that you are having, that you're celebrating. So they're decorating the tree by adding things to it. They're at a mall choosing decorations. That's what we call these things. They are actually specifically made for Christmas trees. So we're not just putting up colored paper, we're putting up special things designed to add to a Christmas tree. Christmas decorations, many people will put them in a box, put them away for 11 months of the year, and get them out and stick them back onto the tree when it's Christmas time. Ian begins by saying, so, what are the theme colors for our Christmas tree this year? Ooh, they have a theme color and it changes every year. My family just put the same decorations up every year, so It wasn't quite as special as that. But it was nice because these decorations were like old friends, right? You might get one from your grandma that you put on the tree every year for many years. But in this case, they're kind of going with a bit more of a modern idea, a cool, stylish idea, a theme color for a Christmas tree. Well, the theme is basically a sort of an overarching idea, a concept that you have. And once you decide on the theme, a lot of the other decisions will sort of come more easily because they'll have to fit in the box or the category or the area of this theme. So it could be a space theme. It could be an old-fashioned theme. It could be a medieval theme. You know, we're going to have a Game of Thrones Christmas, and we're going to eat that food and decorate our home in that kind of way. So they're looking for theme colors. For Christmas, generally, the theme colors are green and red. Those are kind of the typical Christmas colors. But hey, maybe they're going to go with a purple and pink Christmas to have it be a little more interesting this year.
I never thought of having theme colors. It's kind of an interesting idea. And so Ian is asking this question, what kind of theme colors are we going to have for our Christmas tree this year? We could use the usual red and green, as you said, but let's try to think of something else here to make it interesting. And Mary says, well, let's go with gold and red.
Ooh,
okay,
fancy.
Yeah, sounds very fancy, especially because you got gold there. Yeah. If you go with something, that means that's what you're going to choose. That's what you're going to use. So yeah, let's do this. Let's use gold and red. That seems to be a good color combination, the color gold and red. Lots of sports teams probably use that color combination as well. They look pretty impressive with that color combination. And that's what she is suggesting here. And she says, I think that combination will look really festive. Yeah, gold and red. Yes, it does seem kind of bright and lively.
Absolutely. And of course, with the theme colors, they could also use white and other stuff. But gold and red are the prominent colors, and they are good choices. That's what Ian says. That's a good choice, right? Gold and red, not quite as typical as green and red, but still very Christmassy, very festive, very much in the spirit of the holiday and the season. He says we also need some fairy lights to string up. They'll give us a good base to work from. So yes, they're going to have lights. You can't really have a Christmas celebration without lights on things. That kind of adds to the whole atmosphere of it. These are fairy lights, so these are very small strings of lights that you can wrap around your Christmas tree or you can put up on your wall. Some people will kind of have them snaking around the wall, going around pictures and things like that. Fairy lights being much smaller than your typical sort of larger Christmas light bulbs. If you're decorating something smaller, you might want to use fairy lights. If it's a rather large tree, you'd probably need a lot lot of fairy lights because they are so much smaller, but very good and very lightweight as well to decorate smaller things and also to hang up on your walls for an easy job of putting them up and taking them down. He says they'll give us a good base to work from if they can find strings of both gold and red fairy lights or alternating colors on one string of lights. That would be really good. A good base to work from. Those are some very strong colors, and then we can use those and fill them in with other interesting things.
Right, it's a good foundation, and they'll work from there. They'll put the lights on the tree first, and then they'll try to figure out what to put on after that, what kind of ornaments or decorations. And that's what Mary says here. She says, good idea. Yes, let's put some fairy lights first. Let's put some fairy lights on the tree first. That will give us a good foundation to work from. After that, we can add the ornaments. And an ornament, of course, is a decoration. There are many kinds of ornaments. When I was a kid, of course, the ornaments we had usually for the tree were the bulbs that were made from glass, I think. And my mother had some pretty good ones that would actually break very easily. So we had to be very careful. There were white ones and red ones. They were very pretty. But there are other kinds of ornaments you could put on the tree as well. I think maybe they have some of those like a toy soldier ornaments you could put on there, and maybe candy canes or whatever. Those are all different kinds of ornaments.
Absolutely. Metal ones that sparkle in the light and little toys for the kids to enjoy. All of these different things. And as we said, many of these ornaments are passed down through the family from parent to child. Based on what we did last year, Mary continues, I think we should start with the larger ones. These are the ornaments, the things that actually hang on the branches of the tree. We should start with the larger ones and tuck them deep into the branches to create some depth. She's got a very good Christmas tree decorating strategy going on here. So put the bigger ones inside the tree, a little bit further along the branch. Then we can hang the smaller ones on the tips of the branches for a draping effect. Yes, absolutely. You have to take in the physics and the engineering of the tree. If you try to hang the big, heavy, shiny ornaments on the edges of the branch, they might drag the branch down and even fall off. And Roger, if he had some of these beautiful red glass globes as an ornament, they'll hit the ground and your mom will kill you. So you don't want to do that. Put the bigger ones on the inside where the branches are stronger. Keep the lighter ones on the outside where the branches can kind of dip down but not fall off. And this will create a draping effect. A draping effect is kind of like hanging fabric. Often when we think of draping, we're thinking of curtains that might hang in front of a window, or we might think of someone wearing clothing that's basically a lot of fabric kind of tied artfully and sort of dropped or wrapped loosely over the shoulders, and it creates these nice lines and these nice folds in the way that a robe does or something like that. A woman's long dress has this draping, this kind of hanging and covering in an attractive kind of way. That's the look or the effect that they're going for.
They've got really a pretty complex strategy going on there. And Ian says, then maybe add some ribbons and pine cones for an elegant touch. And, of course, he's asking this as a question here. Do that as an elegant touch. Pine cones, of course, can be put on a Christmas tree as well. Sometimes we paint on the top white paint so they look like they're covered with snow or something like that. And if something's elegant, that means it's very classy. It's a high class. It's like a woman wearing a nice gown. She looks very elegant. You might wear an elegant gown to a special kind of party or something like that. And, yes, ribbons and pine cones might make the tree look more elegant.
Sounds very good. Or as Mary says, sounds perfect. That elegant touch, that little extra bit of decoration or ornamentation, that little touch will really make it a classy looking tree. All right, let's find out more about their gifts. Another fun thing about Christmas in our second dialogue. 2. Finding Christmas gifts. Ian and Mary are shopping for some Christmas gifts. Check out these Christmas-themed gifts. They're perfect for adding to the festive vibe. I love getting things like scented candles and chocolates.
Yeah, they're nice, but I usually lean toward gifts that are more practical.
Such as?
Oh, things like warm scarves or electronic gadgets, more useful stuff.
I get that. Practical gifts are certainly appreciated. But I think adding some holiday cheer to gifts can make them special.
True. And in the end, it's all about considering the recipient's preferences. As long as they're happy with the gift, that's what matters most.
Agreed. That's the best part of gift giving.
第二部分介绍名词 vibe， 表示气氛或是氛围。可以说 I'd rather not go to that restaurant. I just don't like the vibe. 我不想去那间餐厅，我就是不喜欢里面的氛围。继续看到形容词 scented， 它的意思是芳香的或是芬芳的。例如 The scented candles made our bedroom smell like vanilla. 那些芳香蜡烛让我们的卧室闻起来像香草。再看一个例子 Rosa lit a scented candle to make the room smell better. Rosa 点燃了一根香氛蜡烛，让房间闻起来更香。这边补充 scented 的名词 scent, S-C-E-N-T, scent, 表示气味或是香味。可以说 The bakery was filled with the pleasant scent of freshly baked bread. 面包店里弥漫着面包新鲜出炉的宜人香味。或是 The flowers on the trees gave off a beautiful scent. 树上的花朵散发出美好的香味。最后看到名词 recipient， 指的是接受者、领受者，也可以是收件人的意思。举例来说 The award recipient delivered an inspiring acceptance speech. 获奖者发表了一段鼓舞人心的得奖感言。或是 The recipient of the letter was unsure who the sender was. 这封信的收件者不确定寄件人是谁。
Okay, so in our second dialogue, we are finding Christmas gifts. We are Christmas shopping for Christmas gifts. And Ian and Mary are shopping for some Christmas gifts. Ian says, check out these Christmas-themed gifts. They're perfect for adding to the festive vibe. So if they're Christmas-themed, that means they're gifts that look like they're for Christmas only. You could give them at other times of the year, I suppose, but they still look like Christmas gifts. And he says they're perfect for the festive vibe. Here, vibe is just short for vibration, the atmosphere, just to kind of create a general feeling of Christmas with these kinds of gifts.
Absolutely. And he says, I love getting things like scented candles and chocolate. So these are some favorite gifts of Ian. Scented candles, those nice things that you can light on fire and it gives you a very soft, warm glow, soft light. These are scented candles, though. A lot of people might know these. Candles that as they burn will also release a perfume, will also release a lovely scent or smell. So an item that could be just normal, it doesn't smell a lot, or you can add perfumes or other chemicals and oils to it to make it smell. Then we talk about scented something. For example, soap. Some people, if they're cooking in a kitchen, they might not want their hands to smell like roses or flowers, but in a bathroom, you might have a scented soap, whereas in a maybe hospital, they would have an unscented soap. It wouldn't smell. But if it's scented, it will have a nice smell. Perfume or other nice things have been added to it. Mary says, yeah, they're nice. Scented candles and chocolates, they're nice. She says, but I usually lean toward gifts that are more practical. So candles are nice, chocolates are nice, but you eat chocolates, you get a little fatter, and then they're gone. Scented candles, you burn them, it smells good, and then they're gone. And a lot of people might not actually burn most of their scented candles. They might sit in a box for many years. So she's saying, I like those kinds of gifts, but she leans towards, she prefers, basically, when you lean towards something, you're saying, I prefer this. That one's okay, but I like this one a little bit more. She leans towards or prefers gifts that are more practical, more useful, gifts you'll actually use in your life and not just eat or leave on a shelf and look pretty, something you can actually find a useful purpose for in your life. And Ian wants to know more, so he says, such as, give me some examples there, Mary.
And here's what Mary says. Things like warm scarves or electronic gadgets, more useful stuff. Those are practical things. Yes, indeed, during the winter, we could use a scarf to keep our necks nice and warm. That's very practical. You can use it over and over again. You can use it year after year if you take care of it. And also maybe some electronic gadgets. A gadget is a device like your smartphone or a tablet or whatever. These, of course, are very useful. They're electronic gadgets. There are other kinds of gadgets as well, maybe an electric shaver for a guy or something like that. He could use it to shave for many years. So these are very practical things. And Ian says, I get that. I understand that practical gifts are certainly appreciated, but I think adding some holiday cheer to gifts can make them special. So yeah, it does seem kind of cold, maybe, and impersonal to give people practical gifts. You could use this shirt, you could use this scarf or whatever. But hey, let's get into the holiday spirit. Let's have some special gifts that are specific to Christmas.
All right. True, Mary says, having some holiday cheer in your gifts can make them special and can get you a bit more in that Christmas spirit. So she agrees with that. And in the end, she says, no matter what, if it's a fun gift, a Christmas gift, a practical gift, whatever, and in the end, at the end of the day, when you really get down to the important matters, it's all about considering the recipient's preferences. It's all about thinking about who you're buying and buying something that will make them happy. You might prefer giving scented candles, but if it's a friend who doesn't like perfumey things, smelly things, that wouldn't be their preference. That wouldn't be their first choice or what they prefer, what they like more. So you consider the recipient's preferences. Consider the preferences, the likes and dislikes of the recipient, the person you are buying the gift for. All right, so I am the gift giver. You are the gift recipient. I am giving it to you. You are receiving it. So the recipient is the person who is receiving something. If you get a letter or a package at your home, you are that letter or package's recipient, the person who gets it, who receives it, who it is coming for. And she goes back to say, as long as they're happy with the gift, that's what matters most. So it might not be a favorite thing of yours that you're giving, but if it's a favorite thing or something that the person who you're giving it to will like, then it is a good gift.
Ian says, agreed. I agree with what you said. That's the best part of gift giving, to make people happy with the gift they have received. Okay, we're at the end of our discussion for today. Here comes Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分的对话是关于装饰圣诞树。Ian 问 Mary 今年他们圣诞树的主题色是什么？ Mary 回答说 Let's go with gold and red。 我们选金色和红色吧。句子里面它用到片语动词 go with， 那我们就来整理 go with 的几个常见用法。第一个呢，就是课文用法，可以指选择、选用。假设你面前有几样点心可以选，那也许你就可以说 I'll go with 什么什么来表达出自己的选择。例如 I'll go with the cheesecake， 我要选起司蛋糕。那第二个我们可以用 go with 去表达搭配，与什么相配。那我们就可以用 A goes with B 或者是 A goes well with B 来形容说 A 和 B 两个事物彼此在形状啊、颜色、味道等等方面很相称。举例来说 The necklace goes well with your dress， 这条项链跟你的洋装很搭。那第三个我们可以用 go with 来表达伴随，随着什么一起出现，像是If you want to start your own business, you have to accept the stress that goes with it. 如果你想自己创业，就得承受伴随而来的压力。在课文第二部分的对话里 Ian 和 Mary 在买一些圣诞礼物。那对话一开始 Ian 就说 Check out these Christmas-themed gifts. 看一下这些圣诞主题的礼物。他用到 check out 在这边是当及物用，去表达看一看、瞧一瞧，去查看、了解什么什么的情况。像 Let's check out the new bookstore， 就是说我们去看看那间新的书店吧。好，这边也顺便整理 check out 的其他常见用法。第一个呢，它当及物用可以表达检验、检查、核实或调查。假设朋友的车子一直发出奇怪的声音，那这问题也拖很久了，也许可以对他说You really need to have a mechanic check the car out. 你真的需要请修车师傅检查看看这台车出了什么问题了。好，那第二个呢 check out 当及物用还可以表达登记借阅，在图书馆登记借阅。像 She checked out a couple of books from the library. 她从图书馆借了几本书。第三个呢 check out 当不及物用，可以指结账退房或者是办理退房手续。check out 之后还可以接 of 加名词去表达退房离开某地。所以如果我们说 check out of the hotel 就是指办理退房离开饭店。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Decoration. We need more decorations for tonight's party. Theme.Every year, the school chooses a different theme for the talent show. Elegant. Cassandra wore an elegant dress to the formal dinner. Scented. I like using scented soaps because they smell good. Recipient. The recipient of the award gave a powerful speech. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Roger. See you next time.